Hey there, friends. It's your Bad Couch Guru, Lynn Limburg, and today I have my brand new dear friend that I just met 5 minutes ago, Allie, on the phone with us today. On the phone. Oh my gosh, I'm so old school. Allie, welcome to the Couch to Active podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Allie, first of all, tell folks, where are you right now?
Right now, at this moment, I am in probably the world's smallest hotel room in Melbourne, Australia. I was here to do the whole van life, vacation, but unfortunately, I came here right when the bushfires were a thing, right when the flooding was a thing, and now a global pandemic. So we're going home in like 5 days, which is not ideal. We wanted to be here a year. We were only here a few months, but it's just that's the world we live in now.
Oh my gosh. So I was telling you about somebody in my life who was in New Zealand doing exactly that, the van life and wildfires and now back home. Oh my gosh, my condolences.
I
Oh,
mean, it's
yeah.
all good. It's you do what you got to do in these trying times, but it definitely was. My fiance and I were recently engaged. This was supposed to be kind of like a year-long honeymoonish, and it was cut short by like 8 months. So we'll we'll see. It's all good. It's strengthen the relationship for sure. A lot of but yeah, no, it's all good.
It's all good. That's all you can say. It's all good. It's all good. Well, folks, the reason I brought Allie on is we met through a group on Facebook, and Allie is a Iron Man. And when we say Iron Man, not Iron Woman, it's because Iron Man is like trademarked and branded Iron Man. It's not necessarily, you don't have to be a man to be an Iron Man. So first of all, Allie, congratulations. So, oh my gosh. And tell folks, how did you make this happen?
So my fiance and I, we met in the military, and then we both got out of the military. And I think everyone's fear when you go from such a strict kind of regiment life like the military is, am I going to put on 20 pounds as soon as I leave? So we left the military and we're like, hey, maybe we should have like a physical goal. We could do something like a marathon or whatever. And then we looked it up and we're like, you know what? Let's go hard. Let's go for an Ironman, which
Oh my
is
gosh.
a two point something mile swim, 120-mile bike, and a marathon all in one event. So I didn't have any experience with biking. I didn't have any experience with swimming. Like, I did not know how to swim. And when I said yes to doing the Ironman, in my mind, I thought it was like a Tough Mudder. I thought it was like, just maybe something like obstacle coursey. I was like, an Ironman. Yeah, I think I've heard of that before. I think I know what that's about. And then I Googled it and I was like, what did I just sign up for? What did I just spend thousands of dollars to do? Oh my gosh, I
Those
need
things
to
are
like
not cheap. They're
yeah,
expensive.
no, no, they're not. And yeah, so we had 10 months to prepare. I had to I had to go into a bike store and buy a bike, which you need, I guess, a specific bike to race in. I didn't know that. I walked into the store. They're like, "What kind of bike you need?" I was like, maybe a black one, you know, maybe gray if you have that." And they're like, "Oh my God, what?"
Okay, bike shop folks, you've got lesson for you in the bike shops. If they want just a color, you help them out, and they will still get to the start line.
I had no idea. I was like
Oh,
so
oh my gosh.
unprepared. They set me up with a tri bike right off the rip, so I had to learn how to clip in, do all that. Then I had to learn how to swim, and I remember I signed up for a swim class, which was really embarrassing because I was like 27 years old, and I was in a class with a bunch of 12-year-olds, and they were teaching us how to do like the front crawl. And I remember I was doing the front crawl. I was like, I think I get the gist of this, but I am so exhausted. Like every time I try to like get to the other side of the pool, I'm winded and these kids are just they're kicking my ass. Like I don't know what I'm doing wrong. 2 months in, I realized, oh my God, you have to use your arms to swim, not your legs.
No
I had
way.
no idea. I was like using my legs the whole time. I thought the arms were just there for show. I had no idea. So I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
it was just like learning curve on top of learning
Yeah,
curve.
yeah.
At the same time, I'm trying to like get the miles in, put the time in. And yeah, so I remember I was trying to get like a coach. because I obviously was so ill prepared for what
Mm-hmm.
I had signed up for. So I went online and I reached out to coaches, and coaches would email me straight up and say, you know what, you're a liability. We're not going to
Yeah.
take you on. Like, you
Wow.
don't have any experience. Like, this is not okay that you're doing this. So I really had to go into it blind, and also not with really much support throughout the entire training process. So yeah, of course, race day comes, you're super nervous. I got my period that day, which of course, like, it's just, why not? So it was just it's just stressful, just on top of more challenges. But I ended up doing really well. I ended up doing the whole race in 12 hours, and I got like fifth place in my age category. So
Oh
like,
my
that's
gosh.
for everyone who thinks that they can't do something because they don't have the foundation or experience. I'll tell you what, you can do it. You just might get laughed at a bike shop a couple times, or bested by some 12-year-old kids swimming. If you're okay with that, then I say go for it.
Turned down by a trainer. It's okay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no big
What a
deal.
great story. And so were you able, so you were in your late 20s and
Yeah.
were you able to do it injury free?
So of course, if you don't have the experience with just putting the miles in, of
Uh-huh.
course you can be very, very prone to injury. And I
Yeah.
was aware of that. And I tried to do like as much yoga and as much like strength training outside of it, just so that I could do it without much injury. But I mean, you're just putting in so many miles, both on the bike and the run. There were a couple times that I would have to like bow out of like a race, like a 10K I'd signed up for, or 5K, because I'm like, my knee, it's just not, it's like screaming at me now. Maybe I should take a break. So
Good.
I was really careful to not push myself,
Good.
because my goal was to finish the Ironman. I didn't have a
Yes.
goal of placing or doing any of that. I was like, I just want to finish. This 5K doesn't matter. I'm okay sitting this one out, or this 10K doesn't matter. I'm okay sitting this out.
Awesome.
But I also did a lot of like swimming therapy. Just whenever my knees got really screamy, I would just go into the pool and try to do a little more water aerobics or whatever. So that really helped for sure.
Cool. Would you do it again? If you
You know
could,
what's so funny?
if you could
This is not a
rewind
joke.
time. Yeah.
So when I finished the Ironman, everyone was like, "Whoa, that was a really good time. You could qualify for the World Championship in Kona if you haven't already." I honestly didn't even stick around for the trophy, or they determine who goes and who. I was like, "I'm done. That's it. I just need a mental break." My fiance and I, we just agreed that we're probably going to do one every decade. So I did the last one when I just turned 28. I'll do the next one. I'm 38, and if my body lets me, I'll keep doing it until I can't anymore. But Ironman is just such a raw, like you can't listen to music while you do it. Like you can't. It really is like testing to see how far your body can go. And there are
Wow.
very few activities that really do that in a way where you're just like kind of humbled and taken aback by like the power of your body. And
Mm-hmm.
the feeling of crossing the finish line is unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. And as much as that was super hard and I hated everything that led up to it, it I do miss that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
weird, but yeah, like if my body allows me, I'd love to do it again.
Well, and it's weird because we talk about live a life you love, right? And a lot of people are like, I don't want to go to the gym every day and do a workout I hate. And then, but sometimes it's bigger picture than that. And for you, you have this goal, this big finish line, and so all that part that you didn't like was worth it to you for the goal in the end. It sounds like.
For sure. And really, what fueled me wasn't necessarily my goal, but it was the fact that everyone else doubted whether or not I could actually make that
No
goal. So
way.
I was like constantly, like I said, being turned down by coaches. I would just bring it up in conversation to friends, and they'd be like, that seems like maybe you reached a little too high on this one. Maybe you should have done like a half Ironman or something else first. And so it's just, I was so fueled by the fact that now I have to prove all these people wrong. And that was so much motivation for me that, I ended up doing really well on race day. Cause whenever I would get tired or wherever I would be in pain, I'd be like, well, remember all of the people who told you that you couldn't do this or you shouldn't do this. And that was enough to push me through.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay. Well, Allie, for somebody who is thinking, maybe I'll give it a try, what's their first step that they take today?
Honestly, this might not be the best advice, but this is really what made me take it seriously is I just went online and I just signed up for one. I paid the money. I picked a place. For us, we picked Cozumel, Mexico. So I was like, there we go. It's done. It's paid for. Now I have to do it. Like, cause we had talked about it for so long, like, oh, maybe we'll do an Ironman. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll start training tomorrow, but whatever. You can train all you want, but if there's not actually anything on the calendar that you're working towards, it's very easy to push that date back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, well, maybe we'll do it next year, whatever. So honestly, if anyone's thinking about it, first step, I say just go for it. Pick a cool place, pick a race that you like, sign up for it, pay for it,
sign up your friend
and
too.
then figure out what's next.
Oh, well, Allie, thank you so much for joining the Couch to Active podcast. So appreciate having you on.
Thank you so much.
Exercise should not be dreadful, but getting off the couch, we know, is the hardest exercise of all. Did you know that Couch to Active has an app? It's the easiest way to keep track of and follow the Couch to Active podcast. So head on over to your app store, and it doesn't matter whether you're on an iPhone, a tablet, or an Android device. Search for Couch to Active, that's T-O Active. Download the app and check it out. Bye-bye now.